Next question, brother Hakeem.
You all ready to go for a deep dive?
Let's do it.
Okay. Can you give me I need about 2 minutes to frame this and contextualize this, because it's a point and question regarding security and integrity.
Right.
Ready? Okay. So 5 articles were released under the Freedom of Information Act that during the 60s and 70s, Special Branch Police, the Home Office and court records also show that the Black community here in the UK was spied on, used paid informants and framed Black Power movements during the 60s and 70s. And this was done in collaboration of the MI5 and Special Branch Police. And there was a dedicated unit called the Black Power Desk that was set up by the UK government. And they even recruited police from the then called Rhodesia to come and dismantle the Black Power movements here in the UK. And these were Black Power movements that were trying to establish community centres, Saturday schools, set up partner systems. And then moving forward, in modern times now, in the 2000s, there was a police covert unit called the Special Demonstration Squad that worked over 40 years to infiltrate political, social and grassroots organizations and steer them away from their agenda. This operated out of Scotland Yard Special Branch. David Hagan and others were named as police officers that even infiltrated the Stephen Lawrence campaign and tried to steer it away from its agenda. So regarding the point of security and integrity, if this is what the white power structure does when you're trying to formulate a partner system or a community center, if this is what the white power structure does when you're just trying to seek justice for your murdered son, what would this white power structure do when you're trying to empower yourself in your legacy and heritage, which is owed to you in the way of reparations? How can you vet for integrity so therefore the enemy cannot use you or infiltrate you in this way?
That's the best question I've heard for a long time. So I'm going to go to all the panelists on this one, but I'm going to start with Brother Rashid next.
I said a couple of weeks ago on the Galaxy show, I said what I liked about this court action was that if I go down to the mosque and I put down £1,000 on the table and I go away, I said I'll come back there 2 weeks later and my £1,000 is gone. Why? Because someone has said, brother, we put it away for safekeeping. I said there's an integrity that is absolutely fundamental to making things happen. And so when you hear Brother Trevor talking about these things that have gone down in the past, that can operate because that tight integrity to make something function is already, the cracks are already appearing. So then they can dive in and just exploit that. And that's why I found, what happened with Abdul Hakim and the others. When I knew that this stuff was going down, I said, yeah, I'm there. There's integrity. They say this is going to happen. They speak into existence. There's a clear aim, there's a clear direction, and there's integrity behind it. And that's really where we have to get back to, that point of integrity. Humble the egos. I think it's Sister Janet 3X, who's been breaking down some stuff on the chat. And she's talking about, ego and pride and fear. And all these things are used against us. And that's where we have to humble all of those things to make sure that we can keep moving, because they're coming for us. They're coming for us. Like I said, we've gone from the Daily Telegraph, white establishment, right across the political spectrum to the other side, and managed to, excuse my language, pee off a whole load of people. And we think, what's happening here? So the integrity is key. That's the key, brother. That's the key.
All right. We've peed off some of our own people in our own community too
That's what I'm thinking about.
What I'm hearing. But anyway, thanks for that, brother. Brother Adisa.
Hello. Sorry, Minister. Could you please just, I just lost my chain of thought. Could you please just remind me what the question was? Oh, yeah, it was about the infiltrators, right?
The drunk for them.
Yes. Okay. In response to what Brother Hakeem said, from our point of view, it goes back to my elite argument that I made in the first place. When you have a small group of people that are making the decisions based on, for the benefit of everybody else, in my opinion, you're able to then control who has access to sensitive information, who has access to decision making, who has access to your in-depth security services and everything. So, for example, in our company, we've got security forces, but everybody in the organization doesn't understand what the security forces do, if that makes sense. Only the people that need to know. So there's always going to be a challenge, I believe, to prevent agent provocateurs from getting inside. When we're looking at people like Geronimo Pratt and all of these people down the line where we've had countless instigators. But I think if we're coming away from the idea of having one single independent leader and looking more at a consortium, but a consortium that is controlled. So somebody would need to be able to vouch for the person that they're bringing in. Example, Brother Hakeem spoke today when he introduced me and said that I've been involved in these sort of works from when I was a child. That's vouching. You've been doing this work for over 20 odd years, probably longer. Can vouch for you. Do you understand what I mean? So somebody who hasn't been around and is just coming to turn up, I think these are things that we're able to prevent from repeating themselves. Because if we haven't learned from the mistakes that have previously been done in the past, then we deserve to keep on getting the same results. So
I think to what you're saying also, it's like you represent an essential. And if somebody comes to me and said, boy, I got an essential, I'm a representative of an essential, I have to say, boy, isn't that Adisa's brand? Let me check with Adisa to see whether this man is authentic or whether he's a charlatan. But for me to not even check, do you understand? And then entertain somebody who's coming in your name, then I'm a conspirator also. And I'm promoting division in my community. Similarly, if Brother Trevor Hakeem represents the Black Star Line, then Tutus, I'm hearing about Black Star Line Brixton. And I got to ask myself, what is this Black Star Line Brixton? Is this an extension of Trevor Hakeem's Black Star Line? And if I don't phone him and say, brother, are these people with you? And when he says no, then for me to support them, then I'm a collaborator myself, right? I've invested in the destruction of my own community. Similarly, what's the name of your organization, Brother Dean?
ADPAC.
ADPAC. If I know that brother is ADPAC, and then I hear there's a branch of ADPAC East London just spring up, you understand? And they call my office, Brother Hakeem, would you come and deliver a lecture or come and meet with us? I said, okay, you with Dean? No, we're not with Dean. We're ADPAC East London. Then I'd have to say to that person, well, sorry, but I can't be a part of what you're doing because you've splintered away from something that has integrity. Yes, but for me to entertain ADPAC East London and then come back to Dean, ADPAC period, then I'm contributing to the same old nonsense, right? So integrity, we can kill it, I believe, if we are people of integrity ourselves. And if we're not people of integrity ourselves, I don't see how we can, do anything to marginalize these wicked characters who are in our community and have been in our community and have never left, from that time, Brother Trevor Hakeem. They've been there and they've just been sophisticating themselves. But I want to hear what you have to say, Brother Dean, on this same subject of integrity, because as you're mentioning, bringing people together where there's been splinters, there are some who are the engineers of splinters, and there are those who are the maintainers of splinters, and there are those who are the facilitators thereof. So let us know some of your tactics, what you're working with.
Absolutely, Minister. So for me personally, it comes down to demonstration of what men and women have done, and for no reason other than the goodness of their hearts. When it comes to family business, I never discuss family business in public because I'm a family man. And when we're in a room with family, I let all family business fly and let it land where it may, because we all know what we're talking about. But when I deal with us as a collective, because I look to the spirit of the 3 million who are, so we're talking about integrity. So here's the thing. Because we can be purchased, those who can be purchased by white supremacy because they socially and financially reward. Our people are used to be let down on a regular basis. So anything that is within my finite power to circumvent our people being let down collectively, because we are wholly inadequate. When I say we are wholly inadequate, I'm not talking about me or you as individuals, because like with Grenfell, a burning building can produce an individual who's exceptional who will escape, but the vast majority will get burned.
Yeah.
And this is my problem with our community. So I think integrity is demonstrated where we have fractures. Sometimes it's personalities, small ideologies, and personal disagreements. I don't get embroiled in that. I'm Switzerland. Now that doesn't mean that I'm going to term anybody, somebody's entity that isn't that entity. I will hold them respectively because we must have clarity about every single thing that we do. My mind is filled with the 4 corners of dirty secrets of lots of men because I don't gossip, which is why I'm in the position as a custodian. But Adisa said it, is demonstrated for no reason why we do what we do. And when we're talking about security, I don't so much like to speak about it in public, but when we talk about intelligence, as every successful community and nation has an intelligence component, we must also have that. Right. Please understand that our young men on Vespers who are doing what they're doing as they're out on their daily protocols are not mutually exclusive to this process of security. We must start to recruit and appeal to recruit our own at all levels. So our level in a fiduciary relationship is like a jack of spades. They rub shoulders with the royalty, but goes down the numbers all the way to 2. So there's no element of our community that we're not in touch with, not enabling, secretly, publicly, privately, any of the above is irrelevant to me. Mine is about function. When the paras used to train, they used to crawl through like 20 feet of mud under concrete. So you feel like you're gonna die. I don't care about that if you tell me there's 10 million on the other side, because I represent more than myself. So as we go through the mud, we're aware why we do it. There's no financial or social reward for it. So the myth that is in our community that anybody has come to make money from community works is bizarre to me, because you will end up like Malcolm, broke, alone, and despised. So this work is about fortitude. And I say that every man and woman that has demonstrated is key at the table. However, there must be those fiduciary relationships where we have fractures in our family. So I don't speak on the fractures because that's family business and we do that in private. But that's my perspective.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.